All right, you guys. So just find a comfortable space for you on the back body, and you can use a blanket if you have one free, or you can use a bolster, or you don't need to use necessarily anything at all. But just come onto the back body and just get comfortable. Just get comfortable in any way that works for you this morning. So decide the shape of the legs. Maybe you just want them stretched out in front of you if that feels nice, or you could maybe begin practice with the soles of the feet together, or you could walk the feet apart and drop the knees in together. Just a few different options for a nice relaxation pose to get ready in. And then if the hair is bothering you, just make sure that you're nice and comfortable and in a space that you can find some meditation. And even if you've chosen a position, let's say with the legs, and midway through you decide that it's just not comfortable anymore, go ahead and change it. You can readjust. So just come into whatever comfortable space works for you this morning, and close the eyes. And let's begin to connect with our breath. Let's immediately just bring the attention to our breath and notice the quality of our breath this morning. Notice the breath beginning to deepen a little bit. So if it's a shallow breath that you arrive on your mat with, just be mindful of that. Be mindful if it's just a quick breath that is not getting much depth to it, and begin to deepen it. So pull the breath into the belly. Feel the belly rise, feel the chest rise, and keep the lips sealed, and very slowly let the breath out the nose. Just envision the belly deflating. You can make the breath audible. Let it sound like a ocean wave, or like we're fogging a mirror, but the lips remain sealed. Just let that almost ha sound develop at the back of the throat as you exhale. And with each inhalation, try to pull a little bit more air in and lengthen it. And same with the exhalation, just lengthen it even further with each exhalation. So just take your time and concentrate on your breath this morning. It's a wonderful tool through our practice and just through day-to-day minutia. Just when you find the mind beginning to wander, just bring the attention back to the breath. Just notice it, see if you can deepen it. Just immediately the body and the mind begin to soften with deepening this breath. It's just a beautiful tool that we have at our fingertips to calm the nervous system, just to calm everything in the body. Notice where the mind is this morning. Notice if there is something weighing on the mind. And send the breath there. Envision the breath just wrapping around whatever that might be. And as you exhale, just envision it lifting up and away, just softening off of the body. Just let it go. Same with the body. Any tension that you might be feeling anywhere throughout the body, just envision the breath moving there. And as you exhale, just let it soften. Just let it all go. The knees and feet are in any position other than just stretched out. Just gently guide them to a place that we're in almost a savasana-like position. So extend the legs out. And then on your next breath in, just reach the arms up and overhead. Take a full big body stretch. Point the toes, stretch through the fingers. Nice big full body stretch. And then exhale, just lift the arms up and overhead and float them down by the sides of the body. Take a full breath just right here. And soften, let it go. And then another full body stretch. Reach, reach, reach. And then bend the elbows. Oh, let the backs of the hands just come onto the earth. Just come into this goalpost arm. Take a couple of breaths just right here. Just let the shoulders soften. Feel the heart open. Just breathe. And then go ahead, interlace the fingers. Interlace the fingers, flip the hands up and overhead. Oh, nice full body stretch again. And then just roll the wrists a little bit. Roll the wrists and bring them down by the sides of the body. And go ahead and just bend through the knees. Bend through the knees and walk the feet apart a little bit. Walk them out towards the edges of the mat. And then just nice, gentle, let the knees just fall over towards the left. Just pause for a moment. Let the knees fall to the left. And then lift them up through center, opposite side, over to the right or whichever side you haven't done yet. Almost feel a nice little hip stretch coming through there. And then just find some motion with it. So just back and forth, just gently back and forth with the knees. And walk those feet in, pull the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Nice little hug. And open up those arms out to a T. Let the knees fall over to the right this time. And let the gaze come out towards the left. And just make some circles with the wrists right here. Flex the wrists back a little bit. You can make some fists if that feels good. And then inhale, bring the knees up through center. Kind of take a moment and stretch out with the back, just kind of rock back and forth, lengthen through the spine, and let the knees fall over towards the left, and let the gaze come out over towards the right. Just envision that spinal twist and wringing everything out. Anything that we're holding on to that we do not need, just let it go. And then roll the wrists a few times here. Make some fists. Stretch the fingers out. And inhale, bring those knees back up through center. A little rock back and forth. Reach the feet up towards the sky and just pedal it out. Pedal those feet out. Roll the ankles a few times. Just move it around and then drop those feet down and come into your happy baby pose. Either use the peace fingers and you can grab onto the big toe. You can grab onto the back of the thigh if that is a little more comfortable. Lengthen through the neck still here. Notice if we're crunched up in the back of the neck. Just lengthen it out. Let the shoulders melt. And then pull those feet together. Lift up with the feet to the sky again. Let's just take a little bend into the knees and rock it back and forth. Rock, rock, rock. All right, just come up to a nice seated position when you're ready. So get a nice comfortable seat. And sometimes it does feel good to sit up on a blanket or a bolster if you have that available. You can do that and just lift the bum up a little bit. My blanket is in use right now, so I'll let Macy just have her time. Anyway, so come into a nice comfortable seat and just envision those knees getting a little bit heavy, actually. So envision the knees. That's why it's nice to sit up on a blanket or bolster sometimes, because gravity allows for the knees to get a little bit heavier. And then envision just almost a string lifting the crown of the head up, really lengthen through the spine. Close the eyes. Let's take a full breath here. Let it move into the belly. Nice long inhalation. Come back to that nice deep breath. And then exhale. Let it go. And then go ahead and drop the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Just pause here for a moment. Just pause. And bring the left hand down onto your mat. Kind of walk that left hand back a little bit. And then push that left shoulder back a little bit. Kind of hard to see over the screen, but just push it back nice. Nice stretch through there. And then walk the hand back up. Bring the hand back onto the thigh and just roll to the opposite side. So same thing, just begin with that left ear towards the left shoulder. Just nice and heavy with the head, and then bring that right hand down. Walk the right hand back, push back with that right shoulder. Push it back. Should be feeling a really big stretch right through this tendon here. And then walk those fingers back up, walk the hand back up, and let's roll the head back forward and over to that right side, and then back forward and over to the left just a few times. Just roll the neck. Take it all the way around if that feels good. A couple times. Change the direction. And eventually just let the chin come all the way down towards the chest. Just all the way down towards the chest, but sit up nice and tall. Almost pull both shoulders back a little bit. Just let the chin come down towards that chest. And then begin to tilt forward and just take a forward fold. Take a nice forward fold. Let the head go. And then walk it back up, roll it back up. Let's change the cross of the legs. Change the cross of those legs. Might feel a little bit different. Knees might come up a little bit more. That's okay. Let's lift the hands up towards the sky. Let's lift them all the way up. Just gaze up towards the fingertips. Take your twist out over towards the right. Just push those fingertips into the earth. Take that nice twist. Let the gaze come forward. Unwind. Plant the left hand into the earth and reach up with the right. Oh, big side stretch through the right side. Nice, everyone. Float it on down. Go ahead and float it on down. Let's immediately just lift with the hands. Gaze up. Let's change directions. So take that twist to the left. Roll the left shoulder up and back. Twist it on out. Gaze forward. Unwind. Plant the right hand, lift up with the left. And when you do this, rather than just really, really reaching and lifting up with the hip, See if you can plant the left hip into the ground as you reach. Really lengthen through that left side. Nice. And float it on down. Float it on down. Let's just roll the shoulders a few times. Roll those shoulders. Change the direction. You open up through the shoulder blades. Ah, nice. Just let the shoulders settle down. Again, kind of pulling through the belly, lift up through the heart. Let's gaze just down, right towards the feet. Tilt forward, walk the hands forward. Let's take another forward fold. Let the head go. Let it go. Get real long through that back body here. Should feel some length coming through the spine. Feel the hip open a little bit and then come back up with it. Come back up. And then we're going to make our way into table. Make our way into our table pose. Open up the palms nice and wide. Just begin. Petey, Macy. Macy, Petey. Come on. Begin to move through your cat-cows. Macy. Oh. So just move with the breath. Let the breath ignite things again. And just move. Move in any way that feels nourishing to the body. So maybe from the cat-cows. Goodness, you guys. From the cat-cows, Petey, Macy. You're not going to be able to be in here, Nugget, if you keep doing that. Remember we talked about it. That's you. That's you. Come on. From the cat-cows, just move into any position that feels good. So maybe roll the hips a little bit. Make some circles. You can keep going with the cat-cows. Maybe dip down with the heart a little bit. And then eventually sink down into your child's pose. Sink it on down. Kind of notice where the forehead is on your child's pose this morning. See if you can pull your forehead forward a little bit onto your mat. So really just lengthening out a little bit more. And then your choice with where you would like the arms. Maybe they come to the sides like this morning. Or maybe you just keep them reached out in front. Just take a couple of breaths. Now, if the arms are by the sides, reach them forward so that they are forward. You know, the fingertips are facing towards the front of the mat. And then walk the fingertips forward a little bit so that the elbows actually lift off of the mat. So we're in our child's pose. Fingertips are walked forward, elbows lift. Flatten the hands back on the earth and then pull the elbows back down onto the mat. So really get a nice upper body stretch here as we do this. So hands are flat, push the elbows back down onto the earth. And then go ahead and keep the forearms there and just lift up with the heart and kind of walk it forward a little bit. And then scooch the hips down. Get this hair out of the way. And come just into your Sphinx pose. So we have our forearms forward, elbows just basically right underneath the shoulders. Roll those shoulders back a little bit. Just come into your Sphinx. Take a gaze out over towards the right. Bring the gaze forward towards the left now. And then back forward. Bring the heart down. Bring the hands just out underneath the elbows. I like those little gecko fingers. We're going to lift back up again with the heart. And just dip one shoulder at a time. Dip those shoulders into your serpent pose. Oh, and then just bring it on down. Just pull the arms back into your Sphinx pose. Go ahead, bring it back into your Sphinx pose. And again with Sphinx, we're just gonna kind of roll the chin this time. So take the gaze from the right-hand side and then just roll the chin forward and to the left and roll it forward. So kind of getting a little bit of a neck roll here, basically. You can roll it all the way up and around if that feels good. Change direction. And then just go ahead, bring it back on down. Bring the hands just underneath the chin and lift the feet up and windshield wiper those feet back and forth. Back and forth with the feet. And bring them on down and just shake the hips back and forth a little bit. Shake those hips. And then bring the hands back underneath. Let's make our way into table. And from table, you can either stay right here if this feels good, or tuck the toes and make your way into downward facing dog. So in down dog, just kind of get comfortable with it. Shake the head out a little bit. Walk your dog out. Maybe nice big bending of the knees with it. You can shift the hips to one side, bend the knee, and then shift it to the opposite side. And if you'd rather stay in table, that's completely okay too. Just walk one foot back at a time. So just get comfortable, move through either your down dog or your table. Let's get this hair out of the way. Better. All right. And then from your either table or from your downward facing dog, let's go ahead. We're actually going to walk the hands back today. Let's walk them back towards the feet. So we're at the back of our mat and just come into a forward fold. Grasp on the opposite elbows and just rock back and forth. You can keep a little bend into the knees if you'd like to. Release the hands, push into the feet, bend into the knees, rise all the way up. All the way up, gaze up towards those palms. And then exhale, bring the hands through to heart center. Just take a full breath right here. Close the eyes, feel a lift through the soles of the feet. Exhale, let it go. And then inhale. Let's lift the hands, lift the gaze, breathe it in. Exhale, forward fold. Forward fold. Palms to the shins, find some lift. Exhale, fold it out. Little bend in the knees, rise all the way up, breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Same exact motion. Inhale, lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, the palms to the shins, lengthen. Exhale, fold it out. Little bend into the knees, push into the feet, rise all the way up, breathe. Exhale. Palms to heart center. Let's go ahead and add on just a little bit. So inhale, breathe. Exhale, fold it out. Palms to the shins, lengthen. And then exhale, fold. And put a little bend into the knees and walk the hands forward. Walk them forward so that we come back, hello Macy, into downward facing dog. and bring the knees onto the earth. Untuck the toes and then push down with the heart. Come all the way onto the belly, lengthen through the legs. A little bit of a lift with the heart, along with the back of the neck here into a cobra. And exhale, fold it out. Back in through table, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Either down dog or table. And then lift up with that right leg and step the right leg forward between the palms. We're just going to flip the mat. And so we have a nice little cushion underneath the left knee. And then bring that left knee down onto the earth. Ankle and knee are just directly in line with one another. And just bring the hands just right here up onto the thigh. Bring the hands up onto the thigh. Just take a nice big breath right here. Let it go. You can either stay there for one more breath or lift the hands up. Take that breath in. And then bring the hands down. Sink the hips back. Lift up with those right toes. Lengthen through the back body. Exhale, forward fold. Sink back down onto that right foot. Tuck with the left toe and lift up with the left knee. And then step all the way back into downward facing dog. Just take a full breath right here in down dog. Maybe shake the head out a little bit. Or you can bring the knees down and just make your way into table. Just take a full breath wherever you're at. We're going to lift up with the left leg. And step that left foot forward. Step it forward. Maybe flip the mat so that you have a little bit of cushion underneath the right knee. Sink down. Knee and ankle are in line with one another. And then lift up. Lift up. Hands just right on top of the thigh. Stay right here for a full breath. See if there's a little forward tilt coming through that right thigh. That's a good thing. Maybe a nice lift with the hands for a breath. Let it go. And bring the hands down onto the earth. Sink back. Peel up with the left toe. Lengthen. And exhale, forward fold. Stay here for a full breath. Breathe it in. Exhale. Let it go. And then bend back into that knee. Let's tuck through the right toes. Lift up with the right knee and step all the way forward to the front of the mat. Bring the palms up to the shins. Feel some length through the back of the legs. And exhale, forward fold. And rise all the way up. Big rise, lift, lengthen. And exhale, hands to heart center. So let's do a little bit of balancing here. Go ahead, we're gonna just make our way into our tree pose and just decide to become whatever tree you would like to be this morning. And feel free to use the wall if you would like to. So your choice, you can either just have that right foot onto the inside of the ankle, maybe the inside of the thigh, or the inside of, that would be the thigh, inside of the thigh or the inside of the calf, your choice. Just make sure that it's not putting any pressure on the knee. And then from here, become whatever tree you'd like. Feel free to use the wall if you'd like to. Just breathe. Just breathe. And then gently, when you're ready, just bring it on down, kind of walk it out a little bit. Let's immediately, we're going to move through the opposite side. So choose whichever tree that you would like to be. Maybe the lowest branch with it, a little bit bigger, or all the way up onto the inside of the thigh. Just again, be mindful of the knee. Use a drishti, a gazing point. So find a still point in your house that works well for you. Something that's not moving, and just envision holding on to that. Let that be your focal point, and let that hold your tree solid and steady. And then just breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Just feel that breath moving in, that clean air. And then gently, gently make your way down from it. And kind of walk it out a little bit. Feels good. And just come to the front of the mat. Let's go ahead. We're going to move through another sun salutation. So lift the palms with the gaze. Breathe in. Exhale, fold it out. Palms come to the shins. Exhale, forward fold, little bend into the knees, and step back into either downward facing dog or bring the knees down onto the earth into table, your choice. So we're gonna make our way into pigeon pose this morning. And a couple of choices. So if you want to do the classic pigeon pose, we're gonna lift through that right leg, bring the right knee up towards the right wrist, and square off with the hips, and then forward fold. Now, if this feels miserable for you, you can either use a pillow underneath the thigh if you'd like to. That's a great spot to have one. Or if you want to take a reclined pigeon, this is an option too. So a reclined pigeon would basically be to cross the right foot over the top of the left thigh, reach on through, and grasp onto the back of the left thigh. So you basically get a very similar feeling to it. So wherever you are at this morning, just enjoy that particular pigeon pose. Let's just take a few more cycles of breath there. Few more cycles of breath in pigeon. Oh, of course you can do yoga. Come on in. Yeah, we're doing pigeon pose, Poppy. Come on in. Be careful. Okay, come on in. Good job. And then if you're in that traditional pigeon pose, go ahead. Nice. And begin to lift up. And I'm going to tuck through my left foot. And then reach the right foot up. Hey, baby. I'm actually going to kind of cross the right foot up and over the top of the left thigh like that. Or, yeah. Oh, and then bring it on down. Kind of shake the hips out. And then let's do the opposite side. So lift up with the left leg. Bring that left knee up towards the left wrist. Scooch back with the right leg. Nice. And exhale, take a forward fold. And same thing, if it doesn't feel good to do this traditional pigeon, then go ahead and do the reclined variation of pigeon. Just lay on the back and cross that leg over and reach through. I'll show that one more time. So, other option, my baby girl, would be to cross the left leg over the top of the right thigh and just reach on through. And get that. So enjoy wherever you're at. Bye, Mommy. Bye, P-Bear. I love you. Oh, okay, come here. Mwah. Oh, my baby. So wherever you're at, okay, I'll see you in a second. Wherever you're at, go ahead and just make your way out of it. So maybe tuck through the right toes, bring the hands up onto the earth, lift up, stretch it on out. And just shake the hips, bring the knees down, and we're all gonna meet on the back body. And if you have that strap handy, now is the time for the strap. So let's all meet on the back body. If you don't have a strap, that is okay. You can actually use the hands here too. It's just not gonna be quite as comfortable, but so we're gonna take the strap and just place it on the ball of the right foot. And you can use a strap, a tie, a dog leash, anything at all that you have at your house. And just wrap that strap once or so around the hand. That's what I like to do. It allows for a much more restorative posture. And then go ahead and open up that right foot. Now for the left foot and left leg, it's your choice. You can either keep it bent and the foot on the earth, or you can extend it out. I kind of like the feeling extended out. I feel like you get a little bit more of a stretch. And then just really ask for that left hip to stay in the earth. Go ahead and reach up with the foot. I'm going to put the strap in my left hand now. Wrap the strap once around that left hand. And all the way over to the right side. So the strap is still on my right foot. I just have it crossed over, almost taking a twist here with it. And then just open up with the right hand. Nice big spinal twist. And then just go ahead and lift that foot back up. Maybe put the strap into both hands. Just feel the weight of it for a moment and then go ahead and release the strap. And we're going to change feet and strap up on the left foot this time. So take your time, get that strap on the ball of the left foot. Maybe wrap once or so. And I like to just keep the strap into the left hand. And then open up. Open up with that left leg. Maybe extend the right leg out. And just breathe. Ask for both hips to stay grounded. And then begin to lift up with the left foot. Lift it up. I'm going to take the strap and place it in my right hand. So strap stays on the left foot, but putting the strap in the right hand. And then bring the left foot all the way over to the right. And take your left hand and just open it up out to a T. Nice, big, big twist. And then lift up. Lift up with that foot. Maybe bring the strap into both hands again. Just feel a nice tug on the back of the leg a little bit. Real big stretch there. And then I'm going to release the foot from the strap. Just kind of put the strap off to the side and just get comfortable on the back body. Any position that the body might be craving, just go ahead and take it. So maybe you want another Nice big stretch, maybe a happy baby pose, kind of to round things out. Anything at all that sounds like a nice option. Another twist, perhaps. Anything at all that the body is just calling for. And then when you feel complete, just make your way into your final posture this morning, your Shavasana. Just begin to let go. So while we've maintained a real active breath and a real conscious breath through our practice, for Shavasana, it's time to let the breath go. Just disconnect the mind and body. Just allow for everything to just really be. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Let the eyes soften. Just absorb the benefits of your practice this morning. Just let everything completely go. Just stay here for just several minutes in Savasana. Just let yourself be. But remember, throughout the day, when we find the mind begins to wander, come back to that tool, that breath that we have. Just acknowledge it, deepen it, and soften through the body. But right now, just let yourself be. Just let everything go. I'm so grateful for everybody sharing their practice with me this morning. Have a beautiful weekend and week. Be happy, be free. Namaste.